So they say it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy 81st birthday, Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney. All right, I had to kick off with that. Also got to say happy Father's Day. I'll apply to Mr. or Sir Paul McCartney and all the other fathers, especially my own father. He's a great guy, and send him a little shout out in this one. And also happy Juneteenth, I guess we'll throw in there too. But hey, welcome to another episode of Beetle Destino. Now we'll get that out of the way. Been away for a while. I'm still kind of in recovery mode here. It's taking a little longer than I expected, but haven't been getting down to do videos too much, and this one I had to do. So I wanted to get a video out there for Paul's birthday and talk about his new book. I got it the other day on release day and have been browsing through it and really taking it in, and kind of wanted to give a little review. But before we do get started with that, I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you do know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But let's get on with the video. So yes, of course, happy birthday to Sir Paul McCartney, 81 years old. Wow. And still bringing us such joy with, music, books, different art, and just knowing that we're in the presence of a Beatle yet on this earth. But yeah, let's talk about the book here. We got 1964, The Eyes of the Storm. Kind of some lost, forgotten about photographs that he had. Kind of resurfaced when he was doing some work for Linda McCartney's kind of gallery or art exhibit that they had going for her. He had these photos surfaced, and he thought it was time to kind of get them out there to the public. You can see I've got my little bookmarks here where I decided what I want to do is kind of show the book, talk a little about it, show some of the pictures I thought were kind of cool. So I've got them kind of marked here. I might not show all of them, because there's quite a few little marks there. And it seems like a lot of people have been showing these a lot already. Of course, New York here in the background. It does kind of take place in Liverpool, London, Paris, New York, Washington, D.C., and Miami. I had to get that all down there. I think we got it pretty good. And they do kind of got it chaptered out with that. There is, of course, a foreword by Paul McCartney and some other essays by some others there. I haven't read through all of it yet. I've read everything by Paul, so pretty cool on that. But just kind of to show you here, there is the front cover, of course, with that picture from New York. Then it's got this isn't the book here. This is a little marker page here, kind of an obi. That's what I kind of felt, and I see everybody else have been watching the reviews on it. That's kind of what everybody else is kind of calling it too, like an obi strip. It does say below this, I haven't moved mine. Mine's on there nice and tight, and I kind of want to leave it like that. It looks great on the book, but it does have in just white lettering, I believe, 1964 Eyes of the Storm below this. I don't want to pull it too hard to see too much. Yeah, Paul McCartney, 1964 Eyes of the Storm. Does say in white here below that. So, but I'll show you the spine here quick. And of course, I do got a US copy, so it will show the USA and Canada, $75 in the USA, $99 in Canada. So a little pricey, but there's the back. I got mine. I had this pre-ordered from the day it was announced, and I think it came up about $65 with tax and everything through Amazon. So you can find some deals on it if you do look out there. It's not going to be exactly the cover price there. So, but yeah, let's take a look. One kind of thoughts on it. I absolutely loved looking at the photos. Photos were fantastic. With what I read, with what Paul was talking about, it's just hard to believe that we're still talking about it to this day. Some of the back then kind of was awakening to them, and some that they were noticing with immigration issues, racism issues, gun violence issues, and we're right in it all again. And, just some they were fighting way back in, 63, 64 when this was all coming out, that they were speaking out against. And here today, we're still talking about it. And that was one thing that really caught my attention reading through what he was talking about, is he kept coming back to immigration, gun violence, all that. It just kept coming up. So it's definitely on his mind yet today, and that's sad that that's the case. But not to get too political, not to get anything on that. I just kind of my observation from what I was reading, and it's something that's very much on my mind all the time too, so especially living here in the US with the gun violence, it's sad. But let's get happier. This is a happy birthday to Paul, so we don't want to get too down on it all. But let's take a look at some of these great photos. So we will start out with Liverpool. And let me kind of get to where I got my first marker here. I want to try to stick with my markers. People are showing all the other ones. The first one I had marked was this great photo of Brian Epstein. I just love that one. Paul caught him in such great, happy moments in this. That was really cool to see. This one I really liked. Good old Frida. I thought that was a cool picture to catch in there right away. I saw, even before I read the caption, I spotted that and I was like, oh, Frida. So I thought that was really cool. And all I had to do was ask him to act naturally. This photo, I think it was the caption that really got me, but that's a great photo of Ringo. And I think it's a great photo of John and George over there too on the other page. I hope I'm holding that so everybody can see it. That's why showing books is so hard on these. And I think that was all I had marked for Liverpool. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're on to London. Now I'll just show you quick here with the London one. Each city had kind of a write-up by Paul again, kind of explaining what was going on. So that was really nice. Starting here, I really love these ones of Paul with Jane. One of the rare photos of Paul in this, as a matter of fact. And then Jane there, Jane Asher. This one I thought was great with Peter Asher. And then him showing his view from their place there, looking out the back. This one of John was especially cool. I love him in those sunglasses. Just looking so cool. I hope I'm getting that framed up there good. And another one with John in glasses, but this time is just regular glasses, regular eyewear. Paul kind of commented on that it was so hard to ever find pictures of him in just his glasses. He would usually take them off for most photographers. I thought this one was a cool one of George too, kind of a shot we usually don't get of them. Of course, only the inner circle was going to get pictures like that. This was another fantastic one, John with Robert Freeman. I think this was a great photo, and I love that this got the full page kind of treatment on that one. I really love this with George's parents on this page, and then George with the two hats on this page. Yes, we have now got into Paris. There's several of these like this, but with the photographers taking the picture of him as he's taking the picture of the photographers. The eyes of the storm, the true meaning of the book there. All the eyes on them, the camera lenses, and they were the center of the storm there. So the storm looking out. These ones of John I thought were great. Like I said, I hope I'm holding this good so everybody can see it good. Let's see, I really liked this photo just for how the flowers are so in focus and John is kind of out of focus. And that was one thing Paul talked about in this, was how, you know, these weren't always set up perfectly and whatnot, kind of some softer images on the main subject. And I thought that was a really cool one to see there, how the flowers are so in focus and John's kind of out of focus, but it's a great photo. I really like it. I kept paging back to that one when I was looking through this the other day, marking this. I got a kick out of this with the clay heads as they were making the bronze statues of them looking at their own heads there. Both of these photos I thought were just fantastic. The one of John and George there, and then just of George on this one. Of course, there was a lot of them working with other artists and that as they were traveling with them, doing shows with them. I didn't mark a lot of those photos, but it was really cool getting to see that. Of course, I got this one marked again. This is the cover shot of the book here. And this is kind of what inspired scenes like this, that inspired A Hard Day's Night with everything. So that was kind of cool. Paul even mentioned that in here. Them chasing down their limo or whatever, ice in the street, and they're chasing down in the middle of the New York streets, chasing them down. I loved all the shots too of the police officers that he got, and these were two really good ones. These guys really posed nice for him there. I thought that was really cool. This one was great with Ronnie Spector. Of course, they did hang out with her that night. I believe she took him to a club in Harlem. I loved hearing that story. I watched one of the films here, the first U.S. visit film. Absolutely love that DVD when I watched that, and hearing that story, I thought that was really cool. So I thought that was great they had her in there. And it looks like that is it for New York, and we're on to Washington, D.C. Paul kept talking about another thing he kind of kept talking about was just the working class and that, and just seeing America, with them not being able to take the plane, they had to take the train from New York to DC due to that snowstorm, and so they kind of got to see the country a little bit more, and these shots were really interesting to me. I love this one of George having a ciggy, as they say, and George's sister there. This was another photo he specifically talked about, the Pennsylvanian, I believe he called this gentleman, with the shovel there, looking at them. I thought that was a great shot too. And it looks like that'll be the last one for DC, so we're on to Miami. And I found the Miami photos I really got into. I think it was kind of cool getting to see them relax a little, even with all the craziness that was going on around them. And the color photos coming in. I think that really, black and white, I love black and white, don't get me wrong, but just Miami and the pop of the color, I don't think, even in color, the New York and London, DC, Liverpool, they would have looked pretty gray anyway. So with being there late December into January, February, yeah, they probably wouldn't have been too much brighter anyway. But I love that he did switch to some color in Miami, and these photos I really, really enjoyed looking at. This one was one I really got a kick out of. I love this photographer stopping to pose for Paul and just loving it. I think that's awesome. That's a great shot there. This one, of course, Paul has been talking about a lot, obviously with the gun violence. This, at least being a police officer, carrying the gun with the ammo right there. Kid from Liverpool, I could imagine, never had witnessed that. I suppose riding the motorcycle, looking like a cowboy to him too, back in that day. Just the modern day kind of horse that he was riding. I love the caption on this one. The young lady there losing her mind, and Paul saying he can hear the scream just looking at it. This I thought was a fantastic shot of Ringo. Just chilling, looking cool in his sunglasses there. And this I thought was fun. Mal Evans and them playing basketball. Him mentioning about Mal having some advantage there, being that he was as tall as he was. So, and this photo I think is the photo of the book. George just sitting, chilling, getting a drink. And this one I know has been talked about a lot on everybody's channel, and I think there's a reason why I think that's a great photo. This one I got the biggest kick out of. Their security guard having a snooze. I love these shots with John and Cynthia. It's a great one of George, or no, that's Ringo up there, I'm sorry. Ringo up there. And George. George is there. What am I saying? I'm looking at it kind of backwards there. So these two shots I thought were great too. Ringo and John. Again, having a ciggy. That seems to be what you did. And these two were great. I love Paul's caption there saying about how much he missed them both. George and John there. Some great shots of them. George Martin hanging out by the pool with Judy Lockhart Smith, who would become future Judy Martin. I like this shot here too. Them all just looking relaxed and chill. Brian there kind of in the middle. George, Ringo, and John all in the shot there. I thought that was a great one there. This one I got a kick out of John taking the picture, which was also Paul taking the picture on the other end. So she was kind of a picture sandwich there. I believe that's Cynthia. So photo sandwich. Love to see the other angle of that. Just some more. It seems like too many of these I marked. These ones were great. Just the nice color photos there. These other guys on this boat looking at them, I suppose taking it all in, with all the excitement around these 4 British lads. I think I only got one more mark, so which one is it? Let's see. Oh, yes. Well, both of these I think are great, but I'll show you that one quick. But this was the one that I really got the kick out of. Paul with the fish, and he said he tossed it right back after that. I guess he didn't like fishing, and, well, he is meat-free now, so I guess that does kind of make sense with that all. All right. There's kind of my review of the book. I've really enjoyed it. I know several times I'm gonna just sit down and just take in all these photos. It's really some great photos. Really have enjoyed it. I want to get the rest of the essays and stuff read too. I think there was a lot of information there, a lot of good information that I was really enjoying reading it. It does kind of finish up with a coda. Paul talks about it a little more, and they did come back. There was some more photos from some other trips, but they weren't quite as big, and that they were in Las Vegas and some other places. Toronto, I know, was one of them. Not quite as much of a focus on that section there, but just a few more photos that probably haven't seen yet until this book. So, and there was like a timeline thing in the back there too, and all that. So pretty interesting. I think a great book. It is a little pricey, but like I said, if you do look at certain retailers, you're going to find it a little bit cheaper than what it shows on the cover there. Yeah, really enjoyable book. I'm really glad I picked it up, and I know it's going to be bringing me years of entertainment and enjoyment just looking at those photos and getting to see the band from kind of another perspective than what we normally get to see them. But I am going to get wrapping up. Once again, I want to say happy birthday to Paul. Happy Father's Day to everybody. And again, happy June 19th too. So as this is all kind of falling right in that zone there. And I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the notification bell also, so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. If you've stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like. It really helps out the channel. And do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on 1964, Eyes of the Storm. This great book. But anyways, I'm going to get signing out. I'm Beetle Dustino, signing out.